James Patrick Sullivan, better known as Sulley, or as Boo would call him, is a complete free-to-play monster within the Siege on Olympus Raid and all raids for that matter. And my gosh, does the kitty deliver. My friends, welcome back to the Cozy Club. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on what time of the day you guys are watching. If you guys saw yesterday's video, you guys know that both Randall and Sulley got some huge raid-oriented buffs that massively increased their viability, especially within the raid, but just in DSA altogether. And my gosh, today, guys, we're going to show you exactly why Sulley is a complete monster within the raid. If you're a free-to-play player and you're struggling with good raid damage, either in the Forbidden Depths or against the Titans, Sulley is going to be your single-handed answer. And let me tell you guys, you don't need the new Mike Wazowski to make him even better. He's great all by himself. Sulley can deliver some of the best damage, making even Hercules look like a weakling. He can tank all of the damage with some big time shields and taunts and evasions, and then on top of that, he can inflict fear and really go toe to toe with any of the Titans within the raid, guys. Kitty is just an absolute monster. I mean, he can truly do it all, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to be able to achieve the damage with Sulley, with Kitty, without Mike Wazowski. And you know what? Instead of just keep on talking about it, go ahead and witness the 2319 for yourself. Well, welcome back and welcome to the Cozy Club today, guys. We're going to go and walk you through everything you need to know and what abilities, enhancements, and teammates you need for Sulley to deliver some monster damage. In addition to that, we're also going to be taking you into some raid runs to truly show you how Kitty shines. Now, Mike Wazowski came out in the game yesterday, guys, and my gosh, is Mike really solid. Mike is going to enhance Kitty or Sulley even further, and we're going to have our whole first impressions and in-depth guide on him a little bit later on. But for now, this had to be the first video we get out there. Guys, Sulley is without question deserving to be on your roster and be invested in, whether you're free to play or a giant whale kraken. Sulley is going to deliver insane damage against any of the raids, and it's just insane what you can get out of his kit through just a couple of moves. Now, Mike Wazowski is not going to be free to play obtainable, and he's a new Sorcerer's Chosen, which is a big deal that adds another set of raid teams against the Siege on Olympus Raid. However, Mike will get his own day to shine, and we'll talk about him briefly in today's video. But today is all about the James Patrick Sullivan, man. This guy is crazy. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to talk about the abilities you need to upgrade to get him at his true potential, and we'll teach you guys a little bit of the strategy that you'll need to know. Now, Cozy Club, I'm going to be showcasing a lot of these teams, some of them exclusively on my Instagram. If you have not followed and joined the hype already, feel free to do so, you know, down in the description below, and we'll pin it on a comment too. Let's get to Sulley's abilities and what changed with the buffs. Now, if you want to know everything that changed about him, you can go check out yesterday's video. But what made him this crazy raid monster? Now, we're going to go check out a couple of his abilities and focus on which ones you guys need to upgrade. Now, I've got mine at T8, but trust me when I say he does more damage than he needs to. You're going to get these raid bosses to empowered, probably even at a T7 Sulley. He just delivers so much damage that it just overwhelms the Titan with just back-to-back big-time numbers. We're talking 200,000 plus, as you guys saw from the montage. Now, what moves are you going to need? Now, first and foremost, Top Scarer. This is going to be his taunt move, and his passive, the Perks of the Job, are both the ways that Sulley protects himself. He can gain a taunt, and he can also give himself evasion and a lot of shields to really stack up his survivability with Mike Wazowski included. However, without him, he still has plenty of shields and plenty of taunting. Now, the two abilities that you guys are going to want to focus on as a free-to-play player or pay-to-play is Powerhouse Punch and not Boo's Door. Now, what is the big deal about these? First of all, Powerhouse Punch, you are going to want to upgrade both of these to level 4, so save on to those betas and those gammas and alpha ruins. However, this is why this is such a crazy ability. His basic attack is going to deal just great damage. Heck, even his shadows can do like 10,000 damage a pop. So the ability reads, deal up to 3,000 damage to the target opponent. Now, where things get crazy is you're going to deal 50% bonus damage per hero and Monsters Inc. teammates. And in the raids, this is going to gain 100% offense for this attack. So with the basic attack alone, some monster damage. But this is not where the big time big hitter comes from. It'll be coming from Boo's Door, or not Boo's Door for that matter. We've seen this ability for a long time. And fun fact, this is like the first ability that I saw within the trailer on DSA, you know, where he kind of puts his hand through the door there. Now read this out. Now deal up to 9,000 damage, right? Unavoidable, so you don't have to worry about evasions or anything like that. You're gonna be dealing 150% bonus damage if the opponent has fear. So you want to make sure that the Titan or Ursula or whoever you're going up against has fear on them before you deliver this bad boy. If Mike Wazowski is a teammate, gain crit power up for 1 turn. You guys are going to see this is going to help us with a lot more successful quick runs with Mike there, but by no means does he have to be there. Now, in the raids, this is where things get juicy. In raids, deal 50% bonus damage per hero and Monsters Inc. teammate yet again. So with Mike being there, you're getting an extra 100% on the top, but he can still deliver empowerment damage with no sweat. So that will be the level 4 upgrade on here. Also, you can get the level 5 upgrade with the basic. That's what's really going to deliver the high powered damage. And without hesitation, guys, you can take this monster up to T8. He's definitely going to be worth it if you're big on the raids. Heck, even in PvP, the guy can take some hits and deliver some big blows as well. Now, if all that wasn't enough, as you guys know, if fear is going on these raid bosses, he's going to stack up extra shields and survivability, and his new passive scary feat is a fun one. You're going to be dealing some big time bonus damage in the raids, 100% bonus damage, and every time there's fear inflicted with a 3-turn cooldown, you're going to have a 30% chance to just on the top do some extra damage. Really nice kind of comparison there. So Cozy Club, Sulley as a whole, just an absolute monster. And it's funny, you know, I was running a health stone on him way back when. Speed stone, you could argue, but I've got to say an offense redstone or a crit power up stone might be the way to go with Sulley to continue to deliver the big damage. He's not the fastest in the world. Heck, his offense stats aren't crazy, but he definitely makes up for it with how the abilities are written out. Now, with Mike, you don't need to have him. We're going to show you 1 run with Mike and 1 run without Mike. With Mike Wazowski, what he does well is, first of all, Mike's basic calls Sulley to attack, right? So you're going to get a lot of just extra damage there. They get 70% or up to 70% bonus damage if they're Monsters Inc. and they can get offense up. So that really kind of powers them up quickly. However, you don't need to have that because he'll hit empowered either way. Scare tactics, we're going to go over all these on the Mike and Def guide. This is all decent for him, and it does give a little bit more chance to inflict fear on the bosses. So Mike definitely does help out, right? But you don't need him by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I love myself Mr. Mike Wazowski, but he's going to have his own day in his own video. Let's quickly go over team comp. It's not a lot to learn, honestly. Like, Sulley can do literally everything himself. But let's take you guys to the team building screen and then head into the raids. So we're still coming at you live from the scare floor here. Let's build this team and tell you guys exactly what you need. Now, with Sulley, you really don't need a lot of extra fluff, right? We've talked about Chunk before and how super vital he is. Love having Chunk on the team with Sulley, as he's going to inflict fear with relative ease, especially with the Rock Titan still up and about. But mainly with Sulley, guys, what you want to look for is, what kind of Titan are you going up against? I've ran a bunch of different teams already tonight. I mean, several with him, some with Mike, some without. Obviously, if you have Mike Wazowski, you're going to want to plug him in on this team, especially because he counts as a Sorcerer's Chosen. And then the other spots are really going to be filling what Titan you're going up against, right? So if you're going, you know, you can put Randall in there. You can put Bell, let's say, with Intimidate. You're going to see Bell and Esmeralda on my Tornado Titan run with Mike Wazowski. But we really change up the comps. You want to build in fear, and you want to try to get Sulley to do as much damage as possible. If you have Mike, you don't have to worry about crit damage up or attack up. He's going to deal so much damage with Mike on the field. Now, if you don't have Mike, like the majority of people won't have, I like to put him with Barley to get that crit power up and reduce that magic to get not Boo's Door going as much as possible, and get someone like Daisy that can get an attack up out there for him, as well as increase the crit power on Sulley himself. Now, as I'm doing this run, the Tornado Titan is still alive. But if you guys saw my Frozen video, and if you haven't, go check that out for a monster amount of damage from them. we're going to be able to use this Triton team with Sulley as well to hit some really record numbers. Just tonight, we've hit 750,000 pretty consecutively, 500K plus about every single time with these teams, and it's all about just keeping him alive. As far as the SCs go, if you don't have Mike, you're gonna have to use someone else in the Sorcerer's Chosen spot. You know, you can choose one of two. If the Rock Titan's alive, definitely go with maybe Jack Skellington. Get that fear out there, and Sulley can just punish them with no problem. Or you can go with Frozone and give the crit power up and the crit chance over to Sulley, maybe replace Barley. This will be kind of your ideal teams. Just kind of run it through Sulley. You don't need to put Hercules. You don't need to put Beast. No one crazy because Sulley will do the damage by himself, and you're simply wasting those other characters. Now, I like Bell here as well because it calls Sulley to assist, and you can kind of mix and match with that. Depending on the Titan, if you're going against the Tornado Titan, Esmeralda and Bell is who I prefer. If you're going against the Lava Titan, probably the Triton team as well as the Ice Titan. So let's go ahead. Let's jump into our raid attempts and show you guys why Kitty is just a freaking ridiculous monster. Alrighty, my friends. Well, here we are against the Tornado Titan, the one that so many people struggle up against. Randall's going to make that a little bit easier, and we can get to that on another video. But on this team, we've got Bell to aid us against the Tornado Titan, along with Esmeralda, of course, the Twister Queen. Now, we're going to go ahead and pause and stop and show you why this team works so well and what we're going to do to make this work. Now, first and foremost, we're going to go ahead. We're not going to waste any abilities here. We're going to bring Esmeralda. Just get Jolly out there and get those basic attacks. Now, as for Mike, if you do have Mike, this is going to be the run with Mike. The other one will be without him. You're going to go ahead and do one of two moves. One of his moves is going to call Sulley to assist, and you're going to be getting some great damage from that and inflict fear out on the board with a good potential there. Or you could go ahead and add an evasion, a protect, and a guaranteed crit to Sulley. I like to go with his second special on Mike to get the fear out there, get offense down, and then you're going to get Sulley to assist for a monster just 11,000. Right? The best part is that's going to give Sulley an evasion. It's going to give him taunt and really just give him a lot of survivability right out the battle, right? So here we go. We've got Sulley's first turn. Nothing crazy here. We're going to go ahead and just get the first punch right out the gate. I'm going to show that to you guys one more time. Look at this. Right out the gate. Nothing special. We're delivering 170,000 with Not Boo's Door. We have fear on the Tornado Titan. Check. So the only thing to do is click that ability, and you saw right out the gate, turn 5, Sulley is almost at empowered with this Tornado Titan. I mean, that is why he is so crazy. The damage numbers with him and other hero teammates. Heck, we have Chunk in here. Chunk is a villain, right? So you could trade him out for another hero. Although, again, I like Chunk in there for the fear. You could make these numbers high in the 200,000s, as you guys saw from the montage. It's just absolutely crazy. So Chunk's going to go in here and extend the fear. We're going to go ahead and have Esmeralda have the Twisters attack themselves. And as you guys see, we're going to hit empowered at a very fast level and at a fast rate. So as you guys know, kind of the trick by now, we're going to put Intimidate on one of the Twisters, and we don't have to worry about that Twister any longer. We're going to start really stacking up the damage. We have Sulley now with attack up, crit power up, and at this point, we can do basics. We can do his taunt. It all works out pretty dang well. I mean, it's just crazy. The damage numbers that come from Kitty. I just can't get over it. So here we go, walking you guys through yet again. At this point, we're going to keep on just kind of attacking with Esmeralda. We don't want to empower the tornado, so I'm kind of just putting some damage on this Twister when I can. And at this point, we're going to keep dealing it out, right? We just did 25k, 22k with Bell's basic to assist. I mean, Cozy Club, truly, with no effort and everybody still standing, we hit empowered with super ease and nothing crazy. Now, guys, as you know, hitting damage past empowered is where truly raid characters shine. And you guys are going to see here, again, we're able to just keep dishing out damage. Sulley takes a 20k hit, no sweat, deals 17k hit to an empowered heroic Titan. And at this point, we can just keep dealing the damage like crazy here, having Bell call Sulley to attack. Now, quickly, as a little tip here, you guys are seeing I'm targeting that Twister a lot. Every single time you attack the raid boss when they're empowered, they are going to gain turn meter. So you want to make sure you kind of just focus on a Twister and only do the big hits on the Tornado Titan instead of wasting your other smaller hits like with Jolly against, you know, the big guy himself. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and we've got ourselves Shadow and Cauldron. Shadows are hitting 21,000 on crits. I mean, these are numbers not even Hercules can do. And then you guys are going to see I didn't want to waste Boo's Door, and we have a taunt on the Twister. And so even with just a basic attack, 31,000, no sweat about it. And at this point, we're just going to be dealing some hefty damage, right? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to have them attack the Twister himself with Esmeralda yet again. And at this point, we're just going to keep on dishing the crazy damage. 17k there. We're about to get one more Shadow in, I believe, and then it's going to be about all she wrote here. We have an AoE coming out, and I kind of a panic pause. You know, I don't want to save this run. This is me just testing at the moment for you guys. And here we go. We've got Mike up yet again. Again, Mike hasn't even taken that many turns. I don't have Mike up that high. You saw the double buffs, both the Shadow and Sulley. That's another tip for you guys. And at this point, we're just raining in the damage. We only got 26k there. We didn't land a crit. If that would have been a crit, that would have been, you know, north of another 100,000. So, my friends, as you guys saw, with Mike Wazowski and a couple support characters, nobody crazy, you're getting about 600, 700k damage. With the likes of Bell, Chunk, Sulley, Esmeralda, not a lot of great characters there, right? And so, let's show you without Mike Wazowski. A lot of you guys aren't going to have Mike, so is it worth taking up Sulley by himself? Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's go check out the Rock Titan and show you how well Sulley does against him. Alrighty, Cozy Club. So with Mike Wazowski, without him, Sulley's going to deliver insane damage almost immediately. Now, I don't know what his secret sauce is, if it's the odorant he wears, if it's stinky garbage or wet dog. I don't know. But man, watch this fast turn. Again, we have two supports there. You can change these out for like Bubbles or even Blue for that matter. Gives attack up or offense up. We've got Jack Skellington here to ensure we have Fear. That's going to be great. I don't typically recommend having both Jack and Chunk. You want to separate them up in your Rock runs because they both can put down Fear on the high tenacity Rock Titan. But for this example, we have them both here. You're going to go ahead and you want to just land Fear on one of the Titans here, one of the heads, and Sulley will do the rest. Now, we have Barley for the crit damage up, and that's going to, or crit power up, and that's going to come from Woody as well. And you guys going to see, this is literally turn one right out the gate. We're going to get both crit power up, attack up, and on this run, we didn't have a taunt. Usually Jack Skellington can go before this, and we could put that on Chunk. But either way, look at out the gate, slow-mo this, 210,000 damage does Sulley do on his first attack out the gate. I mean, that is preposterous. That's like the full Frozen team. Sometimes you can get bad RNG and not even get that damage with a full team. And James P. Sullivan all by himself is like, you know, hold my beer, hold my, I don't know, scream canister, and watch what I do, right? So this is why you've got a character that you get at the tutorial, which I'm loving. Frozone, all these F characters are getting way bumped up there. Guys, this, if you're struggling with damage, I mean, he is truly the kitty you want to invest in. Now, this raid run doesn't even last that much longer. I tried to spread the attacks between the two and kind of messed up a little bit here. If you don't know, both rock heads are separate empowered, and so you want to kind of spread the damage between the two of them. I should have just kept on attacking the right head here, as the left head took that big time damage, but I kind of wanted to do the big time boom scare, and I triggered both heads. So either way, this can be about 500,000 to 700,000 damage without Mike Wazowski. Really solid team. And at the bottom line, you're looking at a high effective empower team right out the gate. We empowered the Rock Titan. I'm going to have to end the battle here pretty quickly as he's about to do the double fist, and I wasn't saving this run. But you guys can see, with or without Mike Wazowski, truly, Sulley is the new, like, Hercules damage god of the Siege on Olympus and Forbidden Depths raid. So Cozy Club, my gosh, is this not a fun discovery? Now, we're going to have Mike Wazowski and a lot more Monsters Inc. content over the coming days, especially on Monday. However, wanted to bring you guys something immediately, and this is definitely something you should know. You can get Sulley free to play in the Club Exchange, in the Grand Campaign. He's everywhere, and he's not hard to get. Guys, I know he's a downtown hero, and that gear is so thin, but he's definitely worth the investment. And on top of that, he's going to help you get Mike Wazowski. We're not even talking about how good Sulley is in PvP. That's a separate video as well. He's a monster all around and definitely a great option for you to invest in. Altogether, he's an amazing option, whichever way you look at it, and he's definitely worth investing in for some quick, easy raid damage. Free to play. Rejoice. My friends, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and click that like button. If you haven't already, I'm seeing people over 50% of you guys watching haven't clicked the red subscribe button, and I just, again, can't tell you how much that helps out the channel. If you haven't already, follow on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And until next time, Cozy Club 2319, and stay cozy.